Your emotions are the driving force behind every action you take. They determine the decisions you make, the way you respond to challenges, and ultimately the results you create in your life. If you can learn to control your emotional state, you gain control over your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny. Most people believe that emotions happen to them, that they are simply a reaction to external events. But the truth is, emotions are created from within, and once you understand how to take charge of them, you unlock a power that can transform every aspect of your life. Think about a time when you felt unstoppable, when you were energized, confident, and driven. In that state, taking action was effortless. You didn't hesitate. You didn't second guess yourself, and you didn't allow fear to hold you back. Now, think of a time when you were overwhelmed, frustrated, or doubtful. In that state, even the simplest tasks felt difficult. The difference between those two moments wasn't your intelligence, your skills, or your potential. It was the emotional state you were in. The ability to shift your state at will is one of the most valuable skills you can develop because it allows you to take control of your life regardless of circumstance. Many people wait for external events to dictate how they feel. They believe that once they achieve a goal, once they have the right relationship, or once their finances improve, they will finally feel happy, confident, or fulfilled. But this is a dangerous illusion because it puts power in the hands of things outside your control. If you rely on external factors to determine your emotions, you will always be at the mercy of situations, people, and circumstances that you cannot control. True power comes from the ability to create the emotional states you want no matter what is happening around you. One of the most effective ways to control your emotional state is through your physiology. Your body and your mind are deeply connected, and the way you use your body directly influences how you feel. If you stand tall, breathe deeply, move with energy, and speak with certainty, you will feel more powerful. On the other hand, if you slouch, take shallow breaths, move slowly, and speak hesitantly, your emotions will reflect that. Changing your physiology is the fastest way to change your emotional state because your body sends signals to your brain about how you should feel. That's why great athletes, performers, and leaders use specific physical routines to get themselves into peak states before they perform. They don't leave their emotions to chance. They actively create them. Another key to mastering your emotions is controlling your focus. Whatever you focus on, you feel. If you focus on problems, setbacks, and what's missing in your life, you will feel frustrated, overwhelmed, and powerless. But if you focus on solutions, opportunities, and what you can control, you will feel empowered and motivated. The mind is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you direct it toward becomes larger and more intense. Successful people train their minds to focus on what serves them rather than what holds them back. When challenges arise, they don't dwell on the problem. They immediately shift their focus to what they can do about it. This habit alone can change your life because it puts you in a state of action rather than reaction. The words you use, both in your mind and out loud, also shape your emotions. Language has a powerful effect on your psychology. If you constantly say things like, "I'm exhausted," "I'm stuck," or "I can't do this," you reinforce those feelings and make them more real. But if you use empowering language, you shift your emotional state instantly. Instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," say, "I'm feeling challenged and I'm growing through it." Instead of saying, "I'm afraid," say, "I'm excited for this opportunity." The words you choose create the emotions you experience, and by consciously selecting powerful language, you can train yourself to feel the way you want to feel. Mastering your emotional state is not about ignoring negative emotions or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shift your state at any moment. It's about choosing emotions that empower you rather than emotions that weaken you. When you learn to control your state, you become unstoppable. You don't need motivation to show up. You create it. You don't wait for the right circumstances, you make them right. You don't let fear hold you back, you turn it into fuel. Most people believe that success is about external strategies, but strategy alone is never enough. The best plan in the world won't work if you are in a disempowered state. But when you are in a peak state, when you are focused, confident, and energized, you will find a way to succeed no matter what. That's why the ability to control your emotions is the most important skill you can develop. When you take charge of your state, you take charge of your life. Every single moment of your life is shaped by the decisions you make, from the smallest choices to the life-changing ones. Every decision either moves you forward or keeps you stuck where you are. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who have mastered the power of decision-making. They know that hesitation leads to missed opportunities and overthinking creates paralysis. They understand that waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions is the fastest way to stay exactly where they are. Most people struggle with decisions because they are afraid of making the wrong one. They fear failure, rejection, or discomfort, so they stay in a state of indecision, thinking that if they just wait long enough, the right answer will become obvious. But indecision is still a decision. It's a decision to stay stagnant, to let life happen to you instead of taking control. The truth is, success is not about always making the perfect choice. It's about making a choice, fully committing to it, and then adjusting as you go. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who make decisions quickly, take massive action, and course correct when needed. Think about any major success story, whether it's an entrepreneur who built $1 billion company, an athlete who rose to the top, or an artist who created a masterpiece. They all share one thing in common. They made a decision to go all in. They didn't just wish for success, they decided they were going to make it happen no matter what. They didn't let fear stop them, they didn't let doubt control them, and they didn't wait for permission. They made a firm decision and took massive committed action. That's the difference between people who succeed and those who don't. It's not intelligence, resources, or luck. It's the ability to decide and follow through. The most powerful decisions are the ones that shape your identity. When you decide who you are and what you stand for, your actions naturally follow. If you decide that you are the kind of person who is disciplined, driven, and relentless, then every choice you make aligns with that identity. You don't have to force yourself to take action. It becomes automatic because it's who you are. On the other hand, if you allow yourself to remain uncertain about your identity, your actions will always be inconsistent. You will start and stop, hesitate, and second-guess yourself, and never build the momentum you need to create real change. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that they need to feel ready before making a decision. They wait for confidence, certainty, or the right time. But the truth is, confidence doesn't come before the decision, it comes after. When you decide and take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That's how confidence is built. If you wait to feel ready, you will never start. The most successful people don't wait for confidence. They create it by making bold decisions and backing them up with action. Every decision you make sends a message to your subconscious mind about who you are and what you believe you deserve. If you constantly settle for less than you want, you are telling yourself that you are not worthy of more. If you hesitate and procrastinate, you are reinforcing the belief that you are not capable. But when you make strong, decisive choices, you send a powerful message to yourself that you are in control of your life. You are saying, I am the kind of person who takes action. I am the kind of person who makes things happen. And over time, that belief becomes unshakable. The fastest way to improve your decision making is to practice making decisions quickly. Instead of spending hours or days overanalyzing, train yourself to decide and move forward. If a decision doesn't work out, learn from it and adjust, but don't let fear of making the wrong choice keep you stuck. Every great success is built on a foundation of decisions that were made with confidence and followed through with action. Life is constantly presenting you with opportunities, but they don't last forever. If you hesitate, they pass you by. If you wait for perfect certainty, you miss the window to act. The most successful people understand this, which is why they develop the habit of making decisions quickly and decisively. They know that success is not about waiting, it's about committing and taking action. When you develop the ability to make bold decisions, you step into your true power. You stop letting life push you around. You stop being a victim of circumstances. You become the kind of person who makes things happen, who creates their own destiny, who takes full control of their future. And that is the key to transforming your life. The ability to communicate effectively is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop. It is the bridge between ideas and action, between goals and achievement, between vision and reality. Everything you want to accomplish in life, whether it's success in business, stronger relationships, or greater influence, depends on your ability to communicate clearly, persuasively, and confidently. The way you communicate with others shapes the way they perceive you, and the way you communicate with yourself determines the actions you take. If you cannot clearly express your thoughts, emotions, and desires, you will struggle to make an impact. But when you master communication, you gain the power to influence, inspire, and create the life you truly want. Many people believe that communication is about connection. It's about understanding others at a deep level and making them feel heard, valued, and inspired. The most successful people in the world, from leaders to entrepreneurs to artists, are not just those with great ideas, but those who can express those ideas in a way that moves people to take action. You can have all the knowledge, intelligence, and skill in the world, but if you cannot communicate it effectively, it remains locked inside you, unable to create real impact. The foundation of great communication is certainty. People are drawn to those who speak with confidence because confidence creates trust. If you hesitate, second-guess yourself, or speak in a way that lacks conviction, others will doubt you, even if what you are saying is valuable. But when you speak with certainty, people believe in you, they feel your conviction, and that conviction becomes contagious. This is why the most influential leaders, speakers, and negotiators understand that it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone, your body language, and your energy all communicate as much as your words. When you align all these elements, your message becomes powerful. One of the biggest mistakes people make in communication is focusing too much on themselves. They worry about how they sound, how they look, or whether they are saying the right words. But real communication is about the other person. It's about stepping into their world, understanding their perspective, and making them feel truly heard. The best communicators don't just talk, they listen. They ask the right questions, they pay attention to details, and they connect with people on a deep level. When you genuinely listen, people trust you more, and when people trust you, they are more likely to be influenced by you. Another key to powerful communication is mastering your emotions. Your emotions determine the energy behind your words. If you are filled with passion and enthusiasm, people will feel it. If you are uncertain or hesitant, they will feel that too. The most influential people know how to manage their emotions so they can communicate from a place of strength. They don't let fear, frustration, or insecurity weaken their message. Instead, they use their emotions as fuel to drive their words with power. The way you communicate with yourself is just as important as the way you communicate with others. Every day, your mind is filled with thoughts about who you are, what you are capable of, and what is possible for your life. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable, those words become your reality. But if you learn to speak to yourself in a way that empowers you, your entire life will change. Successful people train their minds to use empowering language. Instead of saying, I can't do this, they say, I will figure this out. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, they say, I am growing and improving every day. The words you choose shape your destiny. Communication is also about influence. Whether you realize it or not, every conversation is an opportunity to influence others in some way. Influence is not about manipulation, it's about leadership. It's about guiding people toward the best possible decisions and helping them see possibilities they may not have considered. The ability to influence others is one of the most valuable skills you can develop because influence is what creates change. Whether you are leading a team, selling a product, or inspiring someone to take action, your ability to influence determines your success. Mastering communication also means mastering your body language. Studies show that the majority of communication is nonverbal. Your posture, facial expressions, and gestures all send powerful messages. If you stand tall, make eye contact, and use strong, purposeful movements, you command attention and respect. But if you slouch, avoid eye contact, or fidget nervously, people will perceive you as uncertain or weak. Your body sends messages before you even say a word, so learning to use it effectively can give you an incredible advantage. Another critical aspect of communication is adaptability. The best communicators are those who can adjust their approach depending on who they are speaking to. They understand that different people respond to different styles of communication, and they learn to read people quickly. They pay attention to how others react and adjust their tone, words, and energy to match the situation. This ability to connect with people on their level makes communication more effective and impactful. The ability to communicate well is not something you are born with. It's a skill that can be developed and refined. Every great speaker, leader, and negotiator started as someone who had to learn and practice. The more you work on it, the more natural it becomes. You don't have to be perfect to be a great communicator. You just have to be authentic, confident, and committed to constantly improving. When you master communication, you unlock the ability to inspire action, build deeper relationships, and create lasting impact. It is the key to success in every area of life because it shapes the way you interact with the world. And once you develop this skill, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Every result in life is determined by the standards you set for yourself. Your standards dictate what you will and will not tolerate, what you strive for, and ultimately what you achieve. The people who create extraordinary success do not do so because they have better opportunities or more talent. They do so because they refuse to settle for anything less than excellence. They hold themselves to a higher standard, and they make decisions based on those standards, not their momentary feelings or circumstances. Most people live according to what is comfortable rather than what is possible. They set their standards based on what others around them are doing, what society expects, or what seems realistic. But those who achieve true success operate differently. They are not interested in what is normal or good enough. They demand more from themselves. They decide that anything less than their best effort is unacceptable. And that decision changes everything because once you set a new standard, your entire approach to life shifts to match it. Your standards shape your identity. If you see yourself as someone who always finds a way, who never quits, who takes full responsibility for your life, then you will act accordingly. But if you allow yourself to make excuses, lower your expectations, or accept mediocrity, then that will become your reality. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who never allow failure to define them. They hold themselves to the standard of persistence, resilience, and growth no matter what happens. Think about any area of your life where you are not achieving the results you want. Whether it's your health, finances, relationships, or career, the reason is simple. Your standards are too low in that area. If you are not in great shape, it's because you have accepted a lower standard for your body. If you are not financially free, it's because you have tolerated financial struggle as an option. If your relationships are not fulfilling, it's because you have settled for less than what you truly deserve. The moment you raise your standard, you will find a way to change your situation. Raising your standards is not just about setting goals, it's about making a commitment to a new way of living. A goal is something you hope to achieve, but a standard is something you refuse to compromise on. There is a difference between wanting something and being committed to it. Most people want success, but they don't get it because they are not truly committed. They allow obstacles, fear, and discomfort to hold them back. But when something becomes your standard, when you decide that it is an absolute must, you will do whatever it takes to make it happen. The fastest way to change your standards is to change the people you surround yourself with. If you spend time with people who accept mediocrity, you will unconsciously lower your standards to fit in. But if you surround yourself with people who expect the best from themselves, who push themselves to grow, who take massive action, then you will naturally rise to their level. The people in your life influence your mindset, your beliefs, and your expectations. So if you want to raise your standards, start by elevating your environment. Another way to reinforce higher standards is to develop rituals and habits that align with the person you want to become. Your daily actions determine your long-term results. If you consistently engage in behaviors that align with a high standard, whether it's exercising daily, reading and learning, practicing discipline, or pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, then over time, those actions become your identity. Success is not about one big moment. It's about the small choices you make every single day. One of the biggest obstacles to raising your standards is fear. When you decide to expect more from yourself, your mind will immediately come up with doubts and excuses. It will tell you that it's too hard, that you're not ready, that you might fail. This is normal. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people refuse to let fear dictate their standards. They acknowledge the fear, but they act anyway. They train themselves to take action regardless of how they feel in the moment. Your standards also determine how you respond to challenges. When life gets difficult, most people lower their expectations. They tell themselves, this is too hard, and they settle for less. But those who create lasting success do the opposite. They raise their standards even higher when things get tough. They refuse to let temporary setbacks define their future. They see challenges as opportunities to grow stronger, to learn, and to push beyond their limits. At the core of raising your standards is self-respect. When you hold yourself to a high standard, you are telling yourself that you deserve more. You are affirming that you are worthy of success, fulfillment, and greatness. And when you believe that deeply, your actions will align with that belief. You will no longer tolerate excuses, procrastination, or self-doubt. You will demand the best from yourself in every situation. When you commit to living by a higher standard, everything in your life changes. You start attracting better opportunities, better people, and better outcomes. You stop settling for less than what you truly want. You become someone who takes charge of their destiny rather than letting circumstances dictate your future. And that is the key to unlocking your full potential